Good evening, I'm Sarah Sapsanama. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. All three tiers of the government indifferent towards constructing earthquake-resilient structures post-disaster management week. Victims of Jajarkot earthquake still struggling. BP Koirala Institute of Health Sciences hostage to repeated protests. Public deprived of fundamental right to health services. Prime Minister directs for immediate solution. Donald Trump wins a landslide victory in Iowa caucuses, cementing his status as the clear frontrunner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. And police and Sudur Pasim secure second consecutive wins at the Prime Minister Men's National Cricket Tournament. Bagmati secure an 86-run win over Madhesh. The government celebrated the National Earthquake Safety Day today, calling for the use of local resources and technology to build resilient infrastructures. However, massive loss of lives and properties have been incurred due to continued deference on part of the government in earthquake resilience, construction and disaster preparedness. Nepal ranks 11th in the list of almost 200 countries that are the most vulnerable to earthquakes. In most cases, weak infrastructures and lack of preparedness is the main cause for the loss of lives and properties. Although adequate policies are in place to minimize the risk of damages by earthquake, the implementation part has remained feeble. All three tiers of the government seems to have struggled to utilize resource at local levels. It may be recalled back in 2015, almost 9,000 lost their lives and over 1 million buildings sustained damages of different levels. The government, since the incident, focused on reconstruction of these buildings, however, could not look after other infrastructures that are equally weak. Meanwhile, just around half of the more than 20,000 victims in Rukum West that lost their homes to the massive earthquake in Jajarkot region on November 3rd last year have been able to construct temporary shelter. The remaining are still compelled to spend the cold winter nights under makeshift structures. The process of receiving the first installment to build temporary shelter is still ongoing despite the lapse of over 2 months. Of the 20,043 beneficiaries, 22,065 have received their first installment and 14,006 temporary shelters have been built. Remaining 14,037 are on course to be constructed. However, even those who are living in temporary shelters say their daily life isn't any easier. The District Administration Office of Rukum West has so far deposited 708,950,000 rupees to the local levels. The affected local levels have said they have disbursed 551,625,000 rupees to the victims till Sunday. And in this context, in our Public Voice segment, today we've asked in several provinces what they know regarding earthquake safety. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
भूकम्पीय सुरक्षाको लागि सर्वप्रथम त हाम्रो घर संरचना नै बलियो र भूकम्प प्रतिरोधी हुन पर्छ।
कुनै बलियो घरहरु बनाएर हुन्छ कि कुनै अब बलियो घरमा गएर बसेर हुन्छ कि
पहिलो कुरो त बिल्डिङहरु नै अलि राम्रो तरिकाले बनाउनु पर्ने
आवास निर्माण गर्दाखेरि भूकम्प प्रतिरोधी खालको घरहरु बनाउने।
गत सालको भूकम्पकै कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब घर मुनि नभकन खुल्ला ठाउँमा जता खुल्ला ठाउँ छ त्यता गएर चाहिँ सुरक्षित हुन्छ जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ।
आफ्नो टाउकोलाई कसरी हुन्छ सुरक्षित राख्ने कुरा नै खास गरी यो भूकम्पीय जोखिमबाट बच्नका निम्ति अपनाइने सावधानी हो।
राज्यले जुन प्राविधिकलाई ध्यानमा राखेर घर बनाउनु पर्छ भनेर निर्देशन पनि गरेको थियो, त्यसमा जति हुनुपर्ने थियो त्यो भएको छैन।
थाम समारा हैन अब ढोकाको मुनि हैन यसरी बसेर हामी बाँच्न सक्ने रहेछ।
आम नागरिकहरूलाई सुसूचित गर्ने क्षेत्रमा अझै पनि चाहिँ सबले आफ्नो पक्षबाट चाहिँ लाग्नुपर्छ।
भूकम्प प्रतिरोधी घर बनाउनु पर्यो।
बालबालिकाहरूलाई भूकम्पबाट कसरी बस्ने भनेर केही पाठ्यपुस्तकहरुमा पनि त्यो खालको क्रियाकलापहरु पाठहरु पाठ्यांशहरु दिएको छ।
पक्की घर भएपछि पिल्लरको मुनि बस्ने,
घर हल्लिन लागेपछि बाहिर भाग्नु पर्छ भन्ने थाहा भयो।
पहिला केही पनि जानकारी थिएन अनि अहिले त खुल्ला ठाउँमा जानुपर्ने रहेछ भूकम्प आइदिएर भन्ने।
कुनै बत्ती पोल नजिक वरिपरि नबस्नु।
बाँच्न सक्दो रहन्छ भन्ने कुरो चाहिँ मलाई पुरा अनुभव हो।
खाटामुनि लुकिया भयो नि हाम्रो खाट पनि जान्थ्यो। अब राति भयो त हामी मर्थ्यौं होला, दिउँसो भएर चाहिँ हामी बच्यौं।
खुला चौर सुरक्षित स्थान यिनी स्थानहरुको चाहिँ छनौट गर्यौं र समयमा नै हामीले चाहिँ सही डिसिजन लाग्न सक्यौं भने हाम्रो जीव तथा धनको सुरक्षा गर्न सकिन्छ।
Janamath Party is a member of the ruling coalition in the centre. The entity also leads lucrative ministries in Madhesh and Lumbini province as part of the coalition. However, considering the activities of the party in the past 1 year, analysts have begun calling it the devil's advocate. Questions have surfaced regarding the party's character, which has remained in power while standing against the decisions of the ruling coalition itself. The party had stood with Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal when he broke the previous election alliance and formed a new political equation with CPN-UML. That equation resulted in Abdul Khan being appointed as a minister without portfolio. The party had eyed the Ministry of Industry. However, after being assigned the Ministry of Drinking Water, he assumed office on 25th of January last year after a few days of hesitation. With the revival of the previous alliance during the election of the President and the Vice President, CPN-UML, Rashtriya Swatantra Party and Rashtriya Prajatantra Party quit the government, but Janamath remained in power. Following the agreement for allocation of President for Nepali Congress and Vice President for Janata Samajwadi Party, Janamath fielded its own candidate for Vice President. Janamath then had quit the government. The party did not help the coalition for the by-election in Bara Constituency 2, where the coalition fielded Janata Samajwadi Party chair Upendra Yadav and went on to fielding its own candidate. Despite contesting against the candidate of the coalition, Janamath had not withdrawn its support to the government. However, it stood against the government during the voting on the budget. Many had expected Janamath to quit the alliance back then. In a quite sharp contrast, Janamath made another entry to power with the Ministry of Federal Affairs and General Administration. Despite returning to the alliance, Janamath continued protesting against the government decisions. Minister Anita Devi and party chair C.K. Raut had reached Maitighar, which was declared a prohibited area by the government. Now, with the alliance presenting candidates for the National Assembly election on the basis of consensus, Janamath has fielded its own candidates in Lumbini and Madhesh. Having emerged as a new force with Madhesh-centric politics, Janamath seems to retain power in both provincial and federal governments. However, despite such aspirations, the party does not seem to have a healthy relationship with the ruling coalition. Analysts have said that the reason for such a relationship could be the presence of another Madhesh-centered Janata Samajwadi Party in the alliance. Doctors and staffers of the BP Koirala Institute of Health Sciences of Dharan have been protesting for the past 3 days with demand of better remuneration and facilities. Dharan Sub-Metropolis Mayor Harka Sampang has also joined the protest and locked the office of the Vice Chancellor, leaving the patients at the receiving end. Patients have been reaching the hospital for the past 3 days for treatment, but to no avail, as the doctors and staffers have been boycotting the outpatient department OPD and have resorted to protest. More than 2,000 patients reach the OPD of BPPIHS every day. However, with the doctors and staffers in protest, the patients have been denied treatment. The only service in operation are emergency and dialysis services. In addition to the health services, academic programs have also been halted at the institute. Prior to this, the institute had reached a 4-point agreement with the protesting doctors and staffers for increase in remunerations and appraisal, among others, on the 6th of November. Saying that the agreement is yet to be implemented, the doctors and staffers have resorted to another round of protest. At a time when the protest has hit the health service delivery hard, instead of facilitating for solutions, Dharan Sub-Metropolis Mayor Harka Sampang has locked the office of the Vice Chancellor. A committee led by Boykuntha Aryal, which was formed to recommend solutions after identifying the problems of the institution, had furnished a report on 2nd of August 2021. However, the recommendations are yet to be implemented. And it's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before today's question, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we asked you what's your take on loosening criteria regarding infrastructure development and establishment of industries in conservation areas. 29% voted for option A, threat of deforestation, 24% for B, politics of votes, and 47% for C, development-friendly policy. And here's today's question. Why have the problems of BP Koirala Institute of Health Sciences not been resolved despite the lapse of a long period of time? Your options are A, political intervention, B, poor management, and C, influence of interest groups. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Let's move on to international update. In a show of strength in the first contest of the 2024 nomination race, former U.S. President Donald Trump more than doubled the tally of his closest Republican rival in the Iowa caucuses, a feat one analyst termed a complete blowout, and that points towards a lock on the nomination. Experts of American politics say the results represent a particular disappointment for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who he said bet his campaign on a strong showing in Iowa. They added that after coming in third behind DeSantis, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley will need to really distinguish herself in New Hampshire, the next contest in the race, if she is going to make a meaningful run. Trump is the first former or current president to face criminal indictment, but experts say Trump's legal troubles, rather than hurting his campaign, have made it difficult for his rivals to command enough attention to get the messages across U.S. voters. Trump garnered 51%, DeSantis 21%, and Haley 19%, with 99% of the expected vote tallied.
Sports news.
Nepal Police Club have thrashed Koshi province by 7 wickets at the Prime Minister Cup men's cricket tournament. In the match played at Tribhuvan University International Cricket Grounds in Kantipur, Koshi were put to bat first, where they bundled out for 166 runs in 48.2 overs. Sujan Thapulia shone with the bat as he scored 105 runs from 126 deliveries. His innings featured 8 sixes and 6 fours. However, no other batter made any notable contribution for the province. Karan Kesi was the pick of the police bowlers with 3 wickets, while Lalit Raj Bansi and Sunil Dhamola had 2 wickets each. In reply, police made 169 runs for the loss of only 3 wickets in 23.1 overs. Arjun Saud remained unbeaten at 62 runs alongside skipper Deependra Singh Airi. Kamal Khatri picked 2 wickets for Koshi, while Sonu Mandal had 1 to his name. In another match played under the PM Cup today, Bagmati secured an 86-run win over Madhesh. In the match played at Mulpani, Bagmati were put to bat, where they bowled out for 190 runs in 49.2 overs. Bagmati were reduced to 66 runs for the loss of 5 wickets before Pratish GC rescued their innings as he top scored with 59 runs from 55 balls. He smashed 4 sixes and hit the fence 4 times. Rupesh Singh and Arniko Yadav picked 2 wickets each for Madhesh. Chasing the target of 191 runs, Madhesh were bowled out for a paltry 104 in 29 overs. Pawan Sharav top scored for Madhesh with 45 runs. Mayan Yadav added 31, while Niraj Yadav remained unbeaten at 15, as none of the other batters scored in double digit. Surya Tamang shone with the ball for Bagmati as he picked 6 wickets in his 9 overs, giving away only 18 runs while bowling 3 maidens. Pratish picked 2 wickets from his 5 overs while conceding only 10 runs, while Ishan Pandey also had 2 wickets. In the other match under the Prime Minister Cup, Sudur Pasim province thrashed Karnali by 134 runs. In the match played in Siddhartha Nagar, Sudur Pasim were put to bat, where they posted 277 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in their 50 overs. Opener Khadak Bohra top scored with 80 runs. Tek Rawat added 59. Kiran Thagunna scored a quick-fire 50 from 33 deliveries, while Narayan Joshi remained unbeaten at 31 from just 12 balls. Dinesh Adhikari, Yunis Singh, Prakash Jaisi and Deependra Rawat picked a wicket each for Karnali. Chasing a huge target of 278 runs, Karnali were bowled out for 143 runs in 37.2 overs. Diwan Pun top scored with 38 runs, Arjun Gharti added 24 and Dinesh Adhikari made 20, as none of the other batters made any notable contribution. Sher Malla was the pick of the Sudur Pasim bowlers with 4 wickets from his 10 overs. Vikas Agri in fact had 2 wickets, while Narayan Joshi, Bhojraj Bhatta and Naren Bhatta shared a wicket apiece. Nepal Police Club progressed to the semi-final round of the women's category of the Tiger Cup volleyball tournament underway in Pokhara. In the match played today, police secured a straight set win over Gandaki province. Having won the first set 25-10, police eased past Gandaki 25-9 in the second set. Gandaki, who also featured Indian spikers in their team, displayed an improved performance in the third set but ended up losing 25-16. With today's win, police now have 4 points. Armed police force have 2 points in Group A, while Gandaki have yet to open their account. In Group B, Trivandrum Army Club saw Haryana Club of India in a 5-set thriller. Having won the first set 25-22, Army lost the second set 20-25. The departmental team then lost the third set 18-25 before winning the fourth set 25-17. Army then won the decisive third set 15-12 and kept the hopes of progressing to the semi-finals alive. In yesterday's match, Army had lost to New Diamond. In the last match of the group slated for tomorrow, New Diamond take on Haryana. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka Army Club came back from a set down to secure a win over Nepal Armed Police Force Club in 4 sets in the men's category of the Tiger Cup volleyball tournament underway in Pokhara. APF had won the first set of the match played at volleyball court of Pokhara Stadium 25-23. However, the departmental team then lost the next 3 sets 19-25, 21-25 and 13-25. With this, both APF and Sri Lankan Army have 3 points each in Group B. The last match of the group will decide the teams progressing to the semi-finals. Sri Lankan Army take on Nepal Police in the match slated for tomorrow. In the Group A match played today, Helping Hands Club secured a 4-set win over Trivandrum Army Club. Helping Hands had won the first set 25-18 and secured a 25-20 win in the second set. Army made a brief comeback in the match with a 25-23 win in the third set. However, Helping Hands clinched the fourth set 25-20 to earn the win and add 3 points to top their tally. Danish 8th seed Holger Rune was made to work in a 6-2, 4-6, 7-6, 6-4 win over Japan's Yoshihito Nishioka as he moved into the second round of the Australian Open. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.